Sometimes the ocean gives us large and somewhat disturbing gifts.
My word.
Like this sea creature long thought to be mythical, or these magnificent marine mammals that are fighting for their lives.
My God, look at the size of the thing.
First though, what's this mysterious carcass found at the beach in the UK? The carcass on Ainsdale Beach. Imagine taking a walk on the beach in the morning, but instead of the cool sea breeze, the smell of rotting flesh greets your nostrils. You'd be more scared than puzzled, right? But what if that rotting smell came from the carcass of an unknown giant sea monster? How'd you react then? Well, perhaps ask those who witnessed this gruesome sight one morning in Ainsdale Beach in the UK. The carcass of a still unknown creature washed up on shore overnight, emitting not only a foul scent, but a totally eerie sight. The unknown animal was around 15 feet long, and the bones that jutted out on what presumably was its side were about 4 feet. This was obviously some kind of sea creature, but what it was remains a mystery to this day. In all likelihood, though, this is probably the remains of a whale. What kind of whale? That remains to be seen. Lion's mane jellyfish.
This is a very giant jellyfish.
The blue whale is without a doubt the largest living thing on the planet, and that's a fact that many people believe. But is it accurate, though? Fact is, it ain't. If you factor in length, it's the lion's mane jellyfish that holds the title for the longest creature on the planet. Granted, that's if you factor in the length of its tentacles, which can sometimes stretch up to 120 feet. They are by far the largest of the jellyfishes. That's why it's always a big deal when they're spotted out in the wild, even more so when one washes up dead on the beach. One such jellyfish washed up on the shore of Peaks Island in Maine. The massive red blob of jelly was discovered by one Danielle Ivers. The thing was so large that it was bigger than all her 3 kids combined. According to marine biologist Nick Record, lion's mane jellyfish swimming around the waters of Maine have been steadily getting larger year after year. Initially, they were no more larger than dinner plates, but have steadily grown to the monsters that they are now. In a separate sighting, one jellyfish was measured to be around 6 feet wide, with tentacles 20 feet long. A deep-sea murder mystery.
Oh my God, he's a pig!
Thresher sharks are not the largest of sharks, but at an average of 3.5 meters long, these guys ain't no guppies as well. So when a particularly large thresher shark was found washed up on a beach somewhere, it made quite a stir. Not for its size, but rather because of why it ended up on the beach in the first place. Conspicuously sticking out the back of the shark's head is a rostrum. Now, if you don't know what a rostrum is, it's a thing that gives a swordfish its name, i.e. the long stabby thing on its snout. If you haven't caught on, this implies that the thresher shark, one of the most dangerous predators in the ocean, was stabbed to death by something that is infinitely less dangerous. The strike was so accurate, the swordfish actually severed major nerves and blood vessels, implying that the shark died almost immediately. The hoodwinker sunfish. The hoodwinker sunfish is much larger and sleeker than any other species of sunfish, sometimes weighing as much as 2,000 kilograms. These massive fish prefer the temperate waters of the southern hemisphere and can be found in the waters surrounding Chile and even New Zealand. That's why it was particularly surprising when this particular specimen was found all the way up in California. It was then found by an intern at the University of California that spotted the creature at the Coal Oil Point Natural Reserve. Authorities were immediately informed of this discovery, and when scientists later found out about the discovery, they were absolutely baffled on how something this big could be so far away from its home. Oh, and just in case you were wondering why this fish has such a weird name, it's because they hoodwinked researchers for over a century. One humongous sea turtle. For most of us, it's extremely rare that we see sea turtles. That's why we don't really realize just how big they can get. Get this fine specimen, for example, which was so big that people had to use a crane just to move it. This turtle, which washed up on a beach in Calella, Spain, measured a staggering 7 feet long. Naturally, seeing something this large for the first time shocked the residents of the area. Once again, they had to use an excavator crane to lift the thing up. Sad thing is, this wasn't a rescue operation. The turtle, which was later identified to be a leatherback turtle, was found already dead and in an advanced stage of decomposition. Its colossal body was sent to the Veterinarian Department of Autonomous University of Barcelona for professionals to conduct a post-mortem. This particular specimen was weighed to be about 200 kilos. Already pretty hefty if you ask me. Megamouth shark. Far as size goes, only the whale shark is bigger than the megamouth. These behemoths of the deep measure up to 16 feet long and weigh a staggering 2,700 pounds. They grow to that size because they live for so long, around 100 years give or take a few. They're rarely spotted because they live in the deep sea, some 15,000 feet below the surface actually. So when one turned up on a beach in a small seaside village in the Philippines, it was a big deal. In fact, photos and videos of the massive carcass quickly became viral in the country. Many actually thought that this behemoth was a man-eater. Not surprising given the size of that mouth. But much like its bigger cousin the whale shark, this creature's a filter feeder. It feeds mostly on plankton and krill, and it filters out from the seawater as it swims along with its mouth open wide. Honestly, if I do see one of these things swimming towards me with its mouth wide open, I'd probably think it's my last day on Earth. Garbage whale.
I thought about the line from Moby Dick. Captain Ahab says a dead whale or a stove boat. Well, you got both right here.
This next entry just proves how much humans have disrupted the natural balance of the Earth's ecosystem, to the detriment of all living things on the planet. In December of 2019, a sperm whale weighing at 22 tons had become stuck in a sandbank on a remote beach on the Scottish Isle of Harris. Now, as you'll see later on, whales being washed ashore isn't really that uncommon of a story. However, with this particular whale, what sets it apart from the others is that it contained more than 220 pounds of ocean trash in its stomach. An necropsy performed on the whale's days after uncovered the disgusting contents of the whale's stomach. It had pounds and pounds of trash that included parts of nets, bundles of rope, plastic cups, bags, packing strap, and tubing. According to the Scotland Marine Animal Stranding Scheme, or SMAS, the trash was likely a huge ball in its stomach, with some of it looking like it had been in there for quite a while already. May have also been the cause of the whale's death. The giant oarfish. It's said that a dead oarfish is a harbinger of disaster. At least that's what it's thought in the coastal villages of Japan. To tell you the truth, I don't blame them. Back in 2011, when Japan had experienced a catastrophic earthquake, an unsettling number of oarfish had appeared on the beaches. This started in December 2009 and went to March 2010. This led to people spreading rumors about believing that said creature was a bad omen and would show up right before large earthquakes. A similar thing also happened in the Philippines when on the 8th of August 2017, a day before a magnitude 6.6 earthquake hit the northern part of the country, two of the serpent-like oarfish were found on the beach. Reports say that one was 12 feet long and the other was 14. This clip now shows a giant oarfish washed up on the shore of a beach in Baja, California. Mind you, again, extremely rare event, as these creatures are usually found in waters as deep as 3,000 feet.
My God, look at the size of the thing.
Now, is this sighting of a dead oarfish on the coast of Cali a precursor to a massive earthquake that's going to shock the state? Yeah, probably not, but only time is going to tell. A pod of whales. To see a single beached whale is bad enough, but nothing's sadder than seeing a whole pod of them in this sorry predicament. Several young bull sperm whales were found near the town of Friedrichskoog in Germany, just off of North Sea. According to the Schleswig-Holstein Regional Environmental Authority, the whales were lying close together in a restricted area of the Wadden Sea National Park. This wasn't the first stranding that happened, though. Just 3 weeks before these bulls were beached, 12 other sperm whales were found scattered around other sites on the North Sea. Since the 1990s, 82 of them have been found beached in the Wadden Sea. Which does beg the question, why do whales keep getting stranded there? Authorities believe that during the whales' migration, some of these individuals mistakenly wind up in the shallow waters of the North Sea. This made it difficult for them to use their acoustic orientation to navigate, leaving them stranded on the beach. That said, wildlife protection groups also blame underwater noise caused by sea traffic and oil platforms for interfering with these acoustic signals. Whatever the reason is, it's clear that something has to be done to prevent future strandings. See you all next time!